Again, what is an array? An array is an arrangement of objects or pictures in rows and columns. There are two main parts that make up an array. They are rows and columns. Rows go from left to right. Rows are horizontal. Columns are vertical. They go up and down. Let's count how many rows and columns are there. Remember, row goes from left to right. Let's count them. This is the first row, and this is the second row. So here we have 2 rows. How many columns are there? Remember, column goes up and down. Let's see how many columns are there. So this is the first column, the second column, third, fourth column, and the fifth column. So here we have 5 columns. If we look at each row in this array, you will find that both of them have the same amount of objects. The first row has 5 circles. Also, the second row has 5 circles. Okay. Also, if we look at the columns here, each column has 2 circles. So the number of the object inside each row are equals. Look at this array. Look at the array for gummy bears. Here we have 1, 2, 3 rows. Also we have 1, 2 columns. Remember, row goes from left to right. Columns goes from up to down or up and down. Let's find out how many objects inside each row. The first row has 2 gummy bears. The second row has 2 gummy bears too. The third row has 2 gummy bears. What about columns? The first column has 3 gummy bears, and the second column also has 3 gummy bears. So there has to be an equal number in each row, and also there has to be an equal number in each column. Again, there are 2 main parts that make up an array. They are rows and columns, and the number of the objects inside each row should be equal. Okay, which one of the following pictures shows an array? Look at the first picture. Can you find any rows or columns there? No, there is no columns or rows. So, this is not an array. The second picture shows houses, and in this picture there is 1, 2, 3, 4 in the first row, and 1, 2, 3, 4 houses also in the second row. So we have to make sure there is an equal number in each row and in each column too. Let's find out the number of the houses in each column. The first column has 1, 2 houses. The second column also has 1, 2 houses. The third column also has 2 houses, and the fourth column also has 2 houses. So the number of columns and rows are equal. So yes, this is an array. Let's have a look to the third one, the smiley faces picture. There is 1, 2, 3, 4 smiley faces in the first row. Look at the second row. There is just 1, 2 smiley faces in the second row. And let's have a look to the third row. 1, 2, 3 smiley faces. Making for this to be an array, they have to be 4 smiley faces in each row. And there is not. So this is not an array. Let's move on to the fourth picture. There is a lot of balls here. Let's count the balls in each row. The first row has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 balls. The second row has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 balls. The third row has 1, 2, 3. Oh, there is a missing ball here. So in the third row, we just have 4 balls. The number of balls are not equal in all rows. So this is not an array. Where have you seen an array? Where can we find an array in our life? Oh, eggs and cardboard, watercolor palette, chocolate bar, makeup palette also. If we look at the pictures here, we will find that the objects inside each picture are arranged in rows and columns. Let's find out how many rows and columns are there in the watercolor palette. So this is the first row and this is the second row. So the watercolor palette has 2 rows. And how many columns are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns. Okay, let's have a look to the makeup palette. How many rows are there? 1, 2, 3 rows. And how many columns are there? 1, 2, 3, 4 columns. Look at the chocolate bar here. Yummy chocolate bar. There are 3 rows and 3 columns. I want you to try to find out how many columns and rows in the eggs cardboard. See you next time. Thank you for watching our video. See you then. Bye bye.